trying to ruin a marriage.
Michael Jackson's ex-wife revealed some shocking details about his passing. Details that might have just changed everything if she had revealed them much sooner. It's crazy how she's saying all of this now when it's too late. And what's even crazier is that it seems like she could have stopped everything that happened, but she didn't. But what exactly has she revealed? Let's jump straight into it. Debbie Rowe, Michael's ex-wife, made some shocking revelations about his passing not too long ago. Debbie was married to Michael for 3 years in the late 90s, and it was a marriage of convenience more than anything else. Before they got married, Debbie and Michael had already known each other for a while, as Debbie was working as a nurse for Dr. Arnold Klein, the doctor who would help Michael with his vitiligo. Dr. Arnold had a little bit of a reputation back then. He was a famous Hollywood dermatologist who was rumored to do anything his patients wanted him to do as long as they had enough money to pay him. And allegedly, this was part of the reason why Michael picked him over every other dermatologist in the country. No one knew just how far Dr. Arnold was willing to go for a paycheck from Michael until Debbie revealed something shocking in an interview she did not too long ago. According to her, while treating Michael for his skin condition, Dr. Arnold would give him some other strong pain medicine and wrinkle filler substances like Botox and Restylane. And she was there to witness it all. She knew what was happening, she knew it was wrong, and most importantly, she knew that Michael was hurting himself with his addiction. But she decided to do nothing, making her just as bad as the person who was encouraging his addiction. She said, "I was basically as bad as Dr. Arnold. I regret that. I will regret it. I am so sorry I participated in it." She went on to say that Dr. Arnold prescribed many of his patients substances that they had no business taking, and unfortunately, Michael was part of that high number. He would even go as far as justifying what he was doing by performing minor procedures on his patients, procedures that they didn't need, and he would do this over and over again just to cover up his tracks. Apparently, Michael has about 19 fake identities in Dr. Arnold's records, as reported by the NY Post. And Dr. Arnold had a special book where he was noting which prescription he gave to which fake identity and when, according to Ed Winter, the assistant chief coroner for LA County. Debbie's defense for not stopping Dr. Arnold, knowing fully well what he was doing, was that Dr. Arnold was the type of person people hung around because they'd always get something back in return, meaning that she was probably given something in exchange for her silence. Debbie's revelation shocked a lot of people, especially people from Michael's family, because never in a million years would they have thought that Debbie would do something like this, that she'd stand by and watch someone hurt Michael that way and keep quiet. According to a source close to the Jackson family, Debbie's decision to speak out about this on a show was really shocking, especially to people like Michael's mother, Catherine, and his brother, Randy. This is information that she had never volunteered to give anyone in the family, and then, all of a sudden, it was out there in the open on national TV for everyone else to see. They couldn't believe what was happening and why she did that. This upset a lot of the Jackson family members because they always saw Debbie as someone who was there for Michael, someone who didn't care about the fame or money and just wanted the best for him. But her revelation changed the way they saw her almost immediately. Dr. Arnold was just one of the many doctors to play into Michael's weakness after the unfortunate Pepsi accident that got him hooked on pain medicine. In the 1980s, Michael was at the height of his career. His album, Thriller, which was released in 1982, had broken countless records, solidifying his status as the king of pop. And in 1984, Pepsi recognized his massive influence and signed a $5 million endorsement deal with him, making it one of the most high-profile celebrity endorsements of the time. The contract with Pepsi was groundbreaking. It was a first-of-its-kind deal in terms of both scale and reach. But during a commercial shoot for Pepsi on January 27, 1984, there was an unexpected accident that went on to change the trajectory of Michael's life forever. The plan was simple. As Michael was performing in front of a crowd, pyrotechnics would explode all around him. However, during the sixth take of the performance scene, something went wrong. There was a technical error that made the fireworks go off before they were supposed to, and in the process, some sparks ignited in Michael's hair, mixed up with some of the hair products he had on, and set his hair on fire. The craziest part is that Michael didn't notice this until other people did. Even though the flames were eventually extinguished, the damage had already been done. Michael suffered from second and third degree burns to his scalp and face. The injuries were so severe that he needed multiple surgeries in the years that followed to address the scarring on his scalp and eventually to reconstruct portions of his hairline. Still, he couldn't get back to where he was before the accident. Even though Pepsi took full responsibility for the accident, paid for Michael's medical expenses, and still offered him $1.5 million for the damages caused, the accident marked a turning point in Michael's life, the point where his life started to go downhill. Following the accident, Michael became seriously dependent on pain medicine, and that dependence kept getting worse with each passing day. Then there was his mental health that also took a hit, and he became a lot more self-conscious about his image and underwent a lot of cosmetic procedures just to feel okay. But none of them really helped. To add to this, some of the doctors he met to help him just played him for their financial gains. These were doctors like Arnold Klein and Conrad Murray. It was Conrad who eventually took the fall for Michael's passing, while everyone else got to walk away from it all. Michael passed away from cardiac arrest after Conrad had given him the anesthetic substance propofol because he was having trouble sleeping. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison for this, but he only spent under 2 years in jail before he got out. Debbie didn't say anything about Conrad's involvement with Michael or the extent of it. She kept the discussion strictly on herself and Dr. Arnold. And she didn't really say a lot about herself either, because she didn't give any new details about her relationship with Michael and what it was like. The only information out there is what has been available since Michael was alive, which is that he and Debbie were married for 3 years and shared 2 kids, Prince and Paris. Debbie was a surrogate for Michael since she and he never got intimate to conceive either Prince or Paris. But that's pretty much all we know. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Are you shocked by all the things that Debbie revealed? Do you think that she finally decided to give up this information because she felt guilty? Or do you think she had other reasons for this? Why come out with it now after all these years? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.